Hi, everyone. So my name is Jeff Grodenizer. I'm a principal here in Ottawa, and I noticed a project you're starting in your class. I think it's really cool. And I just reached out to your teacher, and she mentioned that there might be an interest in doing a podcast. Tough for me during the day to find time for a live chat. Maybe we can do that at some point, but I just wanted to sort of take a minute this morning and put together a couple ideas um, to encourage you to do that. So I don't know if you listen to podcasts in your day-to-day life, but the reality is that the numbers are increasing so drastically. The number one podcast on iTunes right now is the Joe Rogan Experience, which has upwards of 3, 4, sometimes 5 million views on an episode, which is way higher than like network television things. So people are really connecting to that. They're really starting to use podcasts. I'm not sure if you do. I do. I use them all the time. I'm doing the dishes when I'm driving to work. I'm going for a run, and it's a cool opportunity to get media in a time when I'm otherwise not using that time. So personally, as an educator for my professional development, I use it and have my own. I have a podcast called Beyond the Staff Room. And a couple other projects that I do, but my big sort of flagship podcast is called Beyond the Staff Room, and I'm involved with a online radio station called VoiceEd Radio. So if you're interested in starting a podcast, whether it be like as a class or whether it be individuals, we can help you. So VoiceEd Radio has done this with some students already, not a ton of students, but some, and a lot of teachers. So we're 2 years old as a station, and we have over 100 podcasts that we've put out. And honestly, it's pretty straightforward. I've done it with some students. You don't need a ton of gear. You can use get a set of microphones and really sort of think about your sound quality and whatnot. But I've also done it with an iPhone, and it's pretty good. You can just record the audio on an iPhone, put it to some sort of distribution system. I use SoundCloud. It's free and easy. And then that RSS feed can connect to iTunes and Google Play and everything else people use to get their podcasts out. You can even go a step back, and Stephen Hurley at VoiceEd Radio will definitely put your podcast onto that network, play it on the radio, and you'll have that exposure there, and you need even less technical. You just basically need to send him a sound file, which you can record on your iPhone and send. And you can use GarageBand or Audacity and things like that and clean it up and add music and that sort of thing. But if you're just starting, if you want to just put your voice out there, it's actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy. And I'd encourage you to do that. Twitter's great, and the way I see Twitter is as a river of ideas, and it's fast flowing. And that's really one of the major strengths about it, is that there's tons and tons of ideas that are coming through, and it allows you to sort of latch on to some and see what's going on, make connections. But it's not a great place to have deep conversations and to learn a lot more. So it's like, if this is the river of ideas, if Twitter is the platform to get these ideas sort of just percolating in your brain, you also need an incubation space to then take those ideas and develop them more. So what I do is I use Twitter as my ability to find out what's going on, and my podcast as my ability to really dive deep into a concept. And this allowed me to create a professional learning network that is massive, that has supported my career significantly and just my interests. So I would encourage you to try that. I think it'd be a really cool opportunity to get in there and do. And if you have questions, you're invited to ask me. You guys can record a video and shoot it my way, or an email or a tweet or whatever you like. So beyondthestaffroom@gmail.com is the email you want to use. And I'm Derek Rodenizer on Twitter. So thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great day and enjoy this really cool project that your teacher is putting forward, because it's awesome.